Hello there everyone, my name is Crazy Caleb, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Today I'm actually going to be covering a bunch of needies today. I'm only going to be covering three just because of these are the only three that I know right now, and also because the other ones that I currently have on my list are a bit more tricky to do in this sort of style. Um, but without further ado, today we're going to be covering in the respective order. I'm going to put this up front here. We're going to be covering some fairly simple modules, some fairly simple needies that we have to play around with that are not normally played in this sort of environment. We're going to be covering manual codes, reversed edgework, and shuffled strings. So let's get right into this. I will be briefly going into each of these guys here, just because they're all fairly simple to understand and do. But I'm only going to be doing one bomb with them because of the fact that they are simple enough to understand. There's really not much that needs to be explained. So this is manual codes. In this case, you'll see this here. It's got a backspace. It's got a series of different numbers. It's got a small display where this input will be presented here. And it's got a top display, which we will need to be getting information from. So what exactly is this module all about? So for those of you who are familiar with how the actual game works and actually playing Keep Talking Nobody Explodes, if you remember back at the beginning of the game, there was a 3-digit verification code you had to enter into the actual game. And in this case, if we take a look at the bombmanual.com/language, if we take a look at the English manual, I'm going to open this link in a new tab, and I'm going to view this web page. As you can see here, there was a verification code that you had to enter in, and for the normal English version, it's 241. So, but in this case, what this manual does is what this module does is this uses the activation codes for all of the other different languages that are present in here. So, for example, these are going to be the version codes that you will see on the display. For example, 2EO. This is going to be representing another language, which I'm not sure what this is, and I'm not going to bother trying to figure out what it is. But the verification code will be always in the exact same position as it is in every single manual. Just make sure you enter in the numbers that are present here. And that's all you're simply going to be doing to deactivate this module. So let's strike real quick.
Not it, I'm afraid.
And whenever I can get
Nice.
this up.
That is not
Okay,
much, I'm afraid.
so now we get 3PT, which is going to be right down here. So we're going to go into this manual page here. And we're going to enter in the verification code of 806806. We're going to hit the check mark. And just like that, the module will indeed deactivate. That is all you simply need to do with this mod right here. So let's wait for another example to activate here. And that's really all there is to this one. It's just you need to find the verification code, the version code rather, and you need to enter in the verification code that it gives for that specific manual. So that's all there is to it. Now, there is a cheat sheet if you want to look at it. I'm not going to use it for this tutorial, but there is a cheat sheet that will make it simplified. But that is essentially all that you want to do with this mod. So I'll wait for one more example to pop up, and then we will be on our way to the next tutorial, next module. Okay, 1DE is going to be right here, DE, not DA, and that's going to be a 558. Okay, and now let's solve this module. This is indeed Maya Pravati. And just like that is a solved bomb. So we're done with manual codes. Let's now move on to reversed edgework. Now, reversed edgework is definitely an older module. Manual codes is fairly new, but reversed edgework is from 2020 actually. So this is definitely a couple years old. And now let's take a look and see exactly what we need to do with this module here. And if you can tell by the concept of the title here, it's going to have to do all with edgework. So we're going to definitely want to note this stuff down. So let's take a look here. So let's pop one up. I will pop up a couple more modules because this one I want to show off a little bit in more detail because of the fact that there's a lot of options going on here, but all of them are pretty self-explanatory. So let's get right into this. So we're going to do reversed edgework, and what we're going to do now is let's not use Hitman. Let's do something that actually takes me a while to actually do a tiny bit. Let's maybe do a set. Let's maybe do a Minesweeper, for example. Just a couple nice easy solos to do, and for good measure, one double loop. Okay, so now we're going to do this, and let's take a look and see what we need to do here. So this module has a big screen and 4 smaller buttons, and to disarm this module, you must press the button that corresponds to the same number on the screen. So if we take a look here, there's going to be a number on this screen here, and there's going to be 4 different options that are going to be represented in this short form here, which represent the number of whatever amount that you're looking at here. So first things first, let's obviously get our Edgework here. So we have 2 and 1. We have an unlit IND. We have a lit IND. We have an unlit SIG. And that looks like that is it for us, okay? And we have a serial number of 5, Mike 7, Juliet November 5. So now, these each represent the short forms of every meaning here. This is going to be what's present on each of these buttons, and a number will appear that will be satisfying exactly one of these Edgework conditions that we have to look at here. And we're simply going to be pressing that button. Overall, fairly simple module to do, but obviously understanding how some of these short forms work is quite simple. Obviously, number of INDs represents indicators, lit indicators, unlit indicators, ports, port plates, batteries, D batteries, AA batteries, battery holders, first digit of serial number, last digit of serial number, number of modules on the bomb, and then it has R dot mod. R dot mod is regular modules, which refer to solvable modules, and needy modules are obviously needies. So regular modules are everything except needies, and needy modules are, you guessed it, needies. So now for the last two are probably the most interesting ones. It's b.st_min, and it says the number of minutes the bomb was started at. And the b.st.sec is the number of seconds the bomb was started at. So now, in this case, we're presented with a 1. And we need to take a look here, and so we have number of D batteries, we don't have any D batteries, number of off indicators, that is indeed true. We do have one unlit indicator, so now we can select this option safely. And just like that, that is good to go. So, that's essentially what you're going to be doing with this mod. It's fairly simple to do. Let's start solving some stuff now. Let's maybe get some more examples. I can figure out where. Oh, there we go.
No, I can't accept it. I'm not persuaded.
Here we go. Okay, this one's interesting. X-ray. That doesn't work. X-ray. TP star? No, not quite. Triangle T-shirt diamond. Yes, that actually does work. Okay, now for 0. We do not have any ports. That's one of the first things that I recognize here. And number of port plates is what this port PS represents. So in this case, this does indeed ring true. We do not have any port plates on the bomb, so we can therefore select this option. That's gonna go. Okay, now let's do Minesweeper real quick. I do have the Edgework on me here. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, Goiperb, that's 4 plus the 13 is going to be 17. That's just going to be 2. Okay, now for 2, we do not have 2 seconds when we started, don't worry. Number of regular mods is not true. Number of needy modules is not true. Therefore, the number of AA batteries, in this case, we have exactly 2 of those. Therefore, we can select that option and select the module. That's all you really need to do right there. So now let's solve this module. And solve the bomb. The nice thing about the first 2 needies, or nice thing about this needy anyways, is the fact that you can simply just have this be on the diffuser side. You can kind of memorize the Edgework every now and then. Number of modules, we currently have 4 on the bomb here, but number of regular modules, we have 3 solvable modules here. Therefore, this applies. Okay. But the nice thing about this one is that you can solve this, you can do this one as a diffuser by yourself. There's no real need to have any expert information that you need to go back and forth with, and that's what makes this one a little bit nicer than the other ones that I'm going to be teaching today. Last digit of the serial number and first digit of the serial number actually are both going to be, in this case, 5. There is indeed, I guess there is the possibility of there being more than one case that would apply here. So, in this case, we can select either one of these options that correspond to 5. Last digit of the serial number works because both the 5, both of them were the last and first digit of the serial number. Both of them were indeed present on the button options there, and therefore we pressed one that worked for us. Okay, let's continue on. I bet you we're really close right now. That area is done. We'll do one more here. Regular modules is 3, 1, 2, 3. Hit that. And finally, It's going to be back here, I believe. Yeah. There we go. And just like that is a solved problem. So now let's take a look at our final one that we're going to be taking a look at today, and that's going to be shuffled strings. Now this one is definitely a little bit trickier than the other two we covered so far. It definitely requires a lot of interaction with the exports, or you have to simply memorize all of these lists. So what's going to be happening here is when the module activates, you will be presented with one of the 10 strings below, but the characters will be shuffled around. Note that every single string that you have here will have similar characters, for example, digits, but they will be unique in their own individual way. So that's going to be what we're looking at here. And you will have 50 seconds to put the string back in the correct order, which will automatically deactivate the module. You will know when you deactivate it, when it is done. And then all you're simply going to be doing is you're going to be swapping characters in it based off of the positions that they're in. So just simply click on one and then the other, and then they will automatically swap the position. So let's get our shuffled strings in here, and then we will finish this up. And failure to put the character in the correct order within 50 seconds will incur a strike, which means you're now one step closer to death. Smiley face. How very convenient. But it'll always start off as these A's here. It will always be like this. This is not a string. So let's get right into this. Let's find a way to strike on this mod.
Not the answer, I'm afraid.
Okay, let's get it going. And now let's take a look at what list we're looking at here. So we've got 1, 2, 5, 3, 8, which is looking like this list right here. Yep. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Then we have Kilo, Mike, November, Quebec, and Tango. Now with this Quebec and Tango swap, the module has now deactivated and we're good to go. So now let's continue on. 58. Yep. Okay, let's wait for the next string to have deactivating here. Charlie, X-ray, triangle, that doesn't exist. Close, but no cigar. Okay, let's take a look here. We've got ABC, 1, 2, 3. I believe it's this one right here. Yes. We've got A, B, C, Zulu, Yankee, and X-ray. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 0. 1, 2, 3, and 0. There we go. Charlie, up arrow. There's no hotel. Charlie. Oh, wait, it's just the left side. That's good to go. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. I know this one immediately, right there. That's going to be that string. So we've got 2, 4, 6, and 8, and then 0. And then we've got Zulu, Yankee, X-ray, Whiskey, and Victor. There we go. And that's all you're simply doing with this module. Is you're simply finding out which string it is, and you are going to be taking a look and just putting them back in order. That's the way that this works. And that's really it to this mod. That's really it to it. It is a little bit heavy on the diffuser and expert interactiveness. Normally with needies, people obviously choose the ideal case where it only has to require interaction with the diffuser, where the diffuser can potentially solo it. That's why beer is such a popular needy compared to others. This is looking like we do not have uniform in this one. That's not this one. It looks like it's this one right here. Yeah. So Alpha, Zulu, Bravo, Yankee, Charlie, and X-ray, Delta, and Whiskey, and Echo. There we go. But yeah, that's the reason why this is not really played all that often. A lot of these needies are not played often because they're not the most ideal cases to be played with. People generally like the easiest needies that you can get. For example, tool mods, tool needy, needy beer, of course. There is knob, of course, stuff that you can solo. Because obviously doing stuff with manuals and having to interact with it every single time can be very tiring. This module itself notably takes a long time to actually work around with. It takes definitely a couple of seconds, which can ruin your workflow. So that's why this is not played with that often. So we got second digit is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Goy Perb is a 6, which is another 8. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. In the meantime, let's get this one taken care of. I believe it is no numbers. I believe it's the same one that we just had beforehand. KZ, BY, CX, and W swap, and then E and V. There we go. Yeah, so 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's get this thing done, and then we'll be done with this tutorial. I'm gonna wait for one more, just for the sake of it. Come on, you can do it. It does give you a generous deactivation time, but still it is a little bit of annoying needy to work with. It's this one that we're looking at here. We got uniform, we have Victor, we've got Whiskey, we have X-Ray, we have Yankee, we have Zulu, we've got A, B, C, and D. There we go. Let's solve this module. And just like that, let's solve the bomb. As always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to stay crazy, stay cool, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.